Welcome to eNCA's weekly wrap of the Osar Pistorius trial. We'll be looking at the highlights from court this week. It was a dramatic day one on Monday, watched all over the world. Pistorius pleading not guilty to all three charges against him, and his defence counsel gave their opening argument.
The state has contended that I unlawfully and intentionally killed Reva Steenkamp, hereinafter referred to as Reva. This allegation is denied in the strongest terms. In fact, at the time of the tragic accident which led to Reva's death, we were in a loving relationship. Whilst I admit that I inflicted the fatal gunshot wounds to Reva, this occurrence was indeed an accident in that I had mistakenly believed that an intruder or intruders had entered my home and posed an imminent threat to Reva and me. During the early hours of the morning, I brought two fans in from the balcony. I had shortly before spoken to Reva, who was in bed beside me. Unbeknown to me, Reva must have gone to the toilet and the bathroom at the time when I brought in the fans, closed the sliding doors and drew the blinds and the curtains. I heard the bathroom window sliding open. I believed that an intruder or intruders had entered the bathroom through the bathroom window, which was not fitted with burglar bars. I approached the bathroom armed with my firearm so as to defend Reva and I. At that time, I believed Reva was still in the bed. The discharging of my firearm was precipitated by a noise in the toilet, which I, in my fearful state, knowing that I was on my stumps, unable to run away or properly defend myself physically, believed to be the intruder or intruders coming out of the toilet to attack Reva and me.
The state didn't reveal much except to say they will be using circumstantial evidence. Key is witness testimony describing screams coming from the Pistorius residence. First on the stand was state witness Michelle Berger. The university lecturer described hearing terrifying screams in the early hours of Valentine's Day. Please note the witness did not appear on camera as she requested not to be shown on air.
My lady, just after 3, I woke up from a woman's terrible screams.
Ek het regop gesit in die bed.
I sat upright in bed and my husband also woke up from the screams.
My man het opgespring en balkon toe gehardloop.
My husband jumped up and went to the balcony.
Ek het nog in die bed bly sit. Ek het haar gille gehoor.
I was still sitting in the bed and I heard her screams.
En sy het om hulp geroep. En toe na dit
You'd have to slow down a little bit.
Okay.
You're still sitting on the bed, yes?
Sy het verskriklik gegil en toe het sy om hulp geroep.
She screamed terribly and she yelled for help.
Die edele en toe hoor ek 'n man ook om hulp roep. Hy het 3 keer help geskree.
Then I also heard a man screaming for help and he
Hy keer 3 times.
3 times he yelled for help.
Die edele, ek sê toe vir my man ek skree vir hom met help nie. Hy staan op die balkon nie. Hy moet terugkom na die kamer toe dat ons sekuriteit kan ontbied.
I then told my husband that it doesn't help him standing on the balcony. He must come back into the room and that we should call the security.
Die edele, my man het toe teruggehardloop na die balkon toe. Ek sit nog steeds in die bed. En toe hoor ek weer haar gille. En dit was erger as voorheen. Dit was meer intens.
Okay.
My husband then ran back to the balcony. I was still sitting in bed. I heard her screams again. It was worse. It was more intense.
Yes.
Die edele, sy was vreesbevange geweest. Dit is die ergste. Dit was soos 'n klimaks. Ek het haar angs gehoor en ek het geweet iets gaan kom. Iets verskrikliks gebeur in daardie huis. It was a climax. She was very scared. It was screams that was a climax.
Okay. And what happened then?
Die edele, na haar gille, enkele oomblikke na dit het die skote geklap. Daar was 4 skote gewees. Die tyd tussen die eerste en die tweede skoot was 'n bietjie langer as tussen die tweede en die derde en die derde en die vierde skoot.
Just after her screams, my lady, I heard 4 shots. It was 4 gunshots that I heard. The time between the first and the 4th shot was much longer than between the second and the third one.
There were 4 shots. You said the first. Could you perhaps give us a demonstration by using bum?
Dit was edele byvoorbeeld gewees bang, 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 bang. Daar was 'n groter pose tussen 1 en 2 as tussen 2 en 3 en 3 en 4.
There was a longer pause between number 1 and 2 than between number 2 and 3 and 3 and 4.
Did it have any effect on you?
Dit was verskriklik traumaties gewees, die angs. Dit was bloedstollende gille gewees. Ek het dis die tipe ding wat jou koud laat. Jy kan dit nie mooi oordra aan iemand nie. Dit was verskriklik, die angs in haar stem.
It was very traumatic for me. You could hear that it was blood-curdling screams, and it leaves you cold. You can't translate it in work, the anxiousness in her voice
Fear.
and fear.
Defence attorney Barry Roux suggested that the shots Burger had in fact heard could have been the sound of a cricket bat used by Pistorius to break down the toilet door. He also argued that Pistorius could scream like a woman, and perhaps this is what Burger had heard. Roux was trying to create doubt about the testimony.
Mr. Pistorius is really anxious, and he screams when he pitches his voice. We'll call a witness in that respect. If I put it to you, it sounds like a woman, what would you say? That it's not true?
Milady, I don't think I've ever heard Mr. Pistorius screaming.
He was screaming for help, and he was screaming. He opened the doors, even the slide doors, to scream. And after that, not all the details, trying to kick the door, first put his legs on, trying to kick the door. He bashed the door with the cricket bat so hard that he broke the door. He hit it 3 times. That he can remember, 3 times. We have experts with state, we have the pieces of the door. We have the cricket bat. We have experts saying that the damaged door is consistent with the cricket bat. So we know that. So that is where I'm going to. And we know that, and I put it to you, it's a long sentence and I apologize for it, that on test people will say that the bashing of the door would resemble, when you hear from a distance gunshot, it's hard, you understand, it's not soft hitting, you hit the door to break. You understand that? So with that in mind, there's Mr. Stipp, the radiologist. He may be wrong. He woke up by hearing 3 shots. Could have been 4, but we know it's 3. The man was sleeping. Then there's a time delay. He heard the man screaming, "Help, help, help." You heard that, the man screaming.
I heard the man screaming after I heard the woman screaming.
Yeah, you heard the woman screaming and then you heard the man screaming, one following the other. And he was also anxious, I assume.
The emotion in the voice was a bit different. She was fear-stricken.
But was it just a help, 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 I'm pretending help, or was it shouting for help?
I won't be able to say, I mean, that question, milady, we'll have to ask Mr. Pistorius for that.
Yes.
But what I heard was help, help, help. I heard that.
When we come back, we'll have more highlights from the Osar Pistorius murder trial.